Welcome to the masterclass titled Core Reasons Why Mobile Text Marketing, or MTM, is the new email. Now, is email dead? No. Is it decaying? Yes. Why? Because if you have 1,000 people on your email list, then if you're really doing a great job in engaging your subscriber base, then 100 will open an email that you send to them. 100, that's 10% open rate, and that's high. Do your stats, you'll see. And of the 100 who open, 50, often 20, will click through. So 1,000 email subscribers will get you 20 click-throughs to go to a page you want to go to. MTM, mobile text marketing, out of 1,000, 980 will open. Actually, it's higher than that, but I say 980 because it's more believable. That's 98%. And of those 980, half of them will click through. The message is shorter, it's direct, it's to the point, it's more intimate because you're utilizing what used to be the third screen. First screen used to be television set, then desktop or laptop computer, and then mobile phone, this thing. Today, this is the first screen. If you have kids, you know it's true. If you communicate with anyone, you know it's true. What is complete terror other than a family member dying? Losing your phone, your mobile phone. That is complete terror. Leaving it in an Uber car or somehow losing it and you lost all your contacts. I saw my son, I thought he was about to die when he misplaced his phone. He sleeps with it, and I take it away after he's fallen asleep, right? So we are with our phones wherever we are, mobile phone. And imagine if you had a communication process where out of 1,000 people, 500, 400 for sure would click through and see what you had to say versus 20 or 30 clicking through with email. That's what we're talking about. Now, I have a very special guest that I'm going to bring a little later in on the show because he used to send out millions of emails in his past business life every single week. And back in the day, there were 50% open rates because there was a lot less competition in the inbox. Today, with an email database of 2 million, you're lucky if you get a 5% open rate. Open rate, not just click-through rate. So here's the question. What's mobile text marketing? What is it defined? Well, it's like email marketing, only going to the mobile phone. You probably check email on your mobile phone, but if a text comes in, that has priority. It has a much higher level of authority. At least it does for me and many of my students. Why is mobile text marketing relevant? It's relevant because email marketing is becoming less and less relevant. It's becoming more and more competitive. So if you could be the first in to a mobile text platform, which costs money, but unlimited number of text going out because everything has changed. And we'll talk about what MMS versus SMS is. And we'll talk about what using numbers versus keywords is. We'll talk all about that because I'm not the expert, my guest is. But like American Idol, right? There's not a keyword, you see a number. That's different than what we're talking about. And I'm trying to arm you so that even if you don't have an email list, well, don't build the email list. Build your mobile texting list. And then how does mobile text marketing work on a step-by-step basis? We will talk about it, and I will give you access, here is the tease, to the 2018 mobile text marketing checklist. If you're watching this or reading this or listening to this in 2019, it's still valid. And I've laminated it. It's 2 pages. It's yours. But through ethical bribery, you're going to have to wait until the end of this masterclass. So I want to invite my dear friend of many, many years. I've consulted him. He's consulted me. I've taught him. He's taught me. I will call him my dear friend as long as I'm breathing. I stopped at 2 children because man-on-man defense, like in basketball, that's what I can handle. He plays zone defense. He and his bride against 6. And so imagine having twins when you thought you're going to have one more. Now you got 2. And this is Randy Garn. So Randy, here's the question. Why mobile text marketing, and why do you believe it could be the future of digital marketing?
Well, I mean, if you look at it right now, it's conversion rate through those mediums. Conversion rate in email and text marketing. It's like, how do you reach the consumer where they're at? That's the most important. That's the most important element out of all elements, is how do you reach the consumer and how do you get them to take action, right? So it's not why not, it's you better be doing it.
So if you are a coach, if you're a consultant, if you are a service professional, I don't care if you're in financial services or maybe a lawn care professional, direct sales, MLM, the company that you represent has a deep-seated interest with network marketers, especially in Utah, authors, speakers, event marketers. What MTM does is it builds relationship capital faster. Now, relationship capital is much more valuable than capital. If Randy says, I need you to hop on a plane and come to my home so that we can make a presentation tomorrow, I am on the plane. I reschedule. When he calls up Brendan Bouchard and says, I need you for an event and a bunch of people are coming, Brendan leaves and does the event. I know, I was there. And that's when I got my first copy of High Performance Habits, his book. So Randy has relationship capital, and this tool, which is the mobile phone, is the fastest, easiest, most reliable way to intimately build relationship capital. Almost as is, it used to be B2C, business to consumer, B2B, business to business. If you're in the spiritual space, it's B2W, business to woo-woo, right? But this is about H to H, human to human, and hip pocket to hip pocket. That's what the mobile phone is. So let's start with 5 strategies of how mobile text marketing, that's MTM, can engage influencers easier. Okay, strategy number 1, webinar show-up percentages are higher. So if you're having a webinar, you're doing multi-channel marketing. Number 2, stage prospecting. You're on stage and you can't sell because it's a speaking engagement where you're getting paid a fee. And my good friend Pete Vargas does this for a living and has many digital marketers getting on the stages of the world. They use mobile text marketing and you get 50 to 86% of the room. I haven't heard any higher than 86%. One person told me I got over 100% because people were, texting out the keyword to get the lead magnet or ethical bribe or bait that was delivered by the speaker. But I'm only going to go with what I know. Number 3, Facebook Live attendees. We broadcast our mobile text subscription, and those guys show up more than, and gals, show up more than the email people, because the email people don't even open the emails. You want impulsive learners. If you say, hey, we're going to be on a Facebook Live in 10 minutes, bam, they're there. And where do they watch it? On their smartphone. Strategy number 4, business card call to actions. How about having something on your business card that has immediate action to bring that acquaintance whom you just met at a trade show, at an association event, at a mastermind, bring them into something. It doesn't have to be a lead magnet with a bunch of emails dripping on them or mobile text dripping on them, but something on what you believe in. Now, if you go to allsellingaside.com, and I don't have an about page at allsellingaside.com. That's 25 years of know-how in sales and marketing put into 25 minutes or less chunks every single week. And Randy is a subscriber and he's told the world, but if you go there, you're not going to see an about page. You're going to see a beliefs tab. And when you click on beliefs, you'll see what I believe in. If you believe in what I believe in, I have the sale. Period. End of story. Thanks for playing. And then strategy number 5, re-engagement emails. When people are disengaged, they haven't clicked, they haven't opened in 30 days, you're a dinosaur. When people say, how big's your email list? Who cares? How engaged is your email list? That's the question. Engagement versus size is what matters in email marketing. So if it's outside the inbox and it's for a flat fee each month, that's what can put a little oomph, you've heard of social oomph, a little bump in your email conversion rates. Randy, come on in here. Tell me if this is accurate. Email open rates, really good open rate, 9%. Just opening the damn thing. Text, Open rates, 98%. I've heard 98.5%. What's the story on that? Because I know it's not believable to anyone who's watching, listening, or reading.
Well, we have statistics on it. And so we've got real statistics on it because we have thousands of people that are using a solution that we have for mobile marketing. And it's well over 90%. And that is, we just had our 2-year really big, awesome party. So yeah, email is, and I want to make sure, like, keep emailing, don't stop, because you still have to do it, and then start really understanding how mobile can help raise your game. And so it's not an and, it's an and/or, right? And so, yeah, we are seeing those numbers all over.
Well, one thing I know for certain, if you do have an email list, the fastest way to create a mobile text list is to email to them with a mobile text opt-in, like a keyword, which I will give you later on. If you're reading, don't go ahead. Just stay with me right here as you're reading. If you're listening, don't fast forward ahead. And if you're watching on video, don't fast forward ahead, because I'm going to give you an example and a way to get this. And this, what I'm holding in my hand, is the 2018 Mobile Text Marketing Checklist. It's one of a kind. It's 11 different strategies to grow your mobile texting database like crazy. And the company that does it, and the company which I use, and I've tried many of them, is called SKIPIO. Now, this is not an advertisement for SKIPIO. This is the platform I utilize because people say, okay, well, that's great. Mobile texting, I got it. What do you use? We use SKIPIO, and Randy is here on behalf of SKIPIO. Now, before we move on, we need to talk about mistakes. Going in the wrong direction enthusiastically. So 3 mistakes made when implementing mobile text marketing engagement. You want to engage people who are on your subscription base as a mobile text marketer. That's the future. Here are the mistakes. Mistake number 1, in my opinion, utilizing mobile text marketing as a sales strategy. It's not a sales strategy. You're not going for a one-night fling. That does not work in almost all cases. Love at first sight. I know 2 people in my life I've met who met each other, and that was it. It is a romance. And if they're reading what you're sending them, the goal of MTM, mobile text marketing, is engagement, not sales. Sales is the strategic byproduct of engagement. You want to court them. You want to dance with them via text. They'll love you because they're a lot shorter messages than email, and it's in their hip pocket. Next, mistake number 2 is replacing email with MTM exclusively, right? So if you are doing mobile text marketing and you want to do it exclusively and just discard email, that's a mistake. Why? Because 2 channels are better than 1. You want to meet your prospect, your candidate, the lead. I hate the word lead because it's inhuman, but you want to meet them where they are so that that H to H relationship can build. And then mistake number 3 is abusing mobile text marketing with high frequency. I believe that sending someone an email every single day is not so bad. I know people who do it. Sending someone an email 3 times a week is not so bad either. But sending someone mobile text at the same frequency we're used to with email, that is a problem. Why? Because you are in their hip pocket. You are connected with them in the most intimate way today. Now, I don't know if artificial intelligence, AI, is going to be telepathic, so we think something and then Randy gets it from the other side in Utah, right? I don't know if that's going to happen, but today, I think for the next 10 years, mobile text marketing is here to stay. It's alive and well. Randy, I want to ask you about this question. Mobile text marketing is designed as a one-to-one engagement. So tell me all about that, and how does that work?
I mean, that's actually core to making sure that you're using SKIPIO correctly and you're using your mobile marketing correctly. When you send, a lot of times when you're on a group text, you can't get off those, right? So we've developed a software you can actually send, 500, 3,000 people a text and be able to send that to them all one-on-one and be able to get engagement, and you say hip to hip, I say thumb to thumb. And I love it because But that one-on-one engagement, it's just like you and I, Alex. Once we build that relationship, we're not emailing each other if we want to jump on a call or a webinar or whatever it is. You know, you're texting me, right? And so when you get in that hip pocket, you do have a personal relationship. So all of those things, it is about engagement. It's not about sales. And so you want to make sure you don't overdo it, but you want to make sure that you're the other thing about engagement is do not write texts that are prescriptive. They have to be personal, very, very personal, even with emojis and maybe a wrong spelling once in a while or whatever it may be. It has to be personal.
So the cool part of texting each other is you do make mistakes when you text, especially when you're doing it verbally, right? I can't tell you the stuff that has gone out, especially to my life partner, Sandra. Like, she goes, "What?" I go, "Sorry, it was Siri. It wasn't me," right? So I don't think you need to go that far, but you need to make it so it's personal, and don't think of a group. If you have 1,000 people, which is what the MTM 2018 challenge is going to be all about, for 150 people, you may be one of them, but you got to be part of the platform. Now, and we'll discuss this in a moment. And if you're watching or listening or reading this in 2019, it's too late, but just stick with me. The goal is for you to think of the person you are sending this to one-to-one versus one-to-many. Don't salivate like, I wonder how many clicks I'm going to get or how many opens I'm going to get. Think about, what could I do from heart to heart, mind to mind, thumb to thumb? What could I do in order to make an impact so that they actually are curious to move forward? Now, let's focus on 4 reasons why MTM, mobile text marketing, creates more attention than email. Now, the AIDA formula, AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action, that's over 100-year-old formula. It's still alive and well. What's different is the first A, which used to be 25% of the formula. 25% attention, 25% generating interest, 25% creating more desire, and then 25% eliciting action. That's the second A, action. Today, I believe the first A, attention, is 80%. Just to get attention, it's 80%. So if you have another vehicle to get attention with the same words, wouldn't you want to go for it? Now, I'm not saying this for my health. The reason I'm saying this is because when people start mobile marketing, it'll benefit me as a mobile marketer. And I'm the poster child of a company for the coaching and consulting industry, the service business industry, as I mentioned before, SKIPIO. They're already in with retailers and vitamin companies and network marketers especially. But I'm holding the torch for coaches and consultants because they have a problem in building their email list. So why not build your mobile list, your mobile text marketing list? So here's reason number 1, greater intimacy. Mobile is the first screen. It used to be the third screen 5 years ago. It is the first screen. People will pay attention to what's coming in if you have something good to say. Message brevity is reason number 2. Less equals more. Can't you say something in fewer words and get the point across? 25 years of sales and marketing know-how delivered less than 25 minutes a week. That's my All Selling Aside podcast. Every single week, delivered on Monday. allsellingaside.com. You can go to iTunes and subscribe. It's no cost at this time. Reason number 3, less competition. As much as I say this and I'm blue in the face and reporting on how important mobile marketing is, there's less competition because people aren't doing it and you're outside of the email inbox. How many emails do you get versus commercial mobile text? You probably get 1 commercial mobile text when you go into a hotel. Now you're on their database and they say, "Hey, did you like your stay?" Now they're actually interacting with you, which Randy will speak about in a moment. But you don't get any commercial text. So if you're the only business or commercial person going into the mobile text number of the person that you're reaching out to, isn't that an unfair advantage, whether you're a thought leader or not? I hope you have good stuff, but you have an unfair advantage. And then reason number 4 is mobile is the first screen. Email is the second screen. Now, what does that mean? That means if people are checking their email on their first screen, which is their phone, usually their response is just to say, shrugging their shoulders, and that's that. But if they get a text on the same device, they're more likely to answer and respond, and that's what you want. So Randy, coming back to the intimacy differences between email and mobile, why do you think mobile hasn't been embraced all this time? I mean, there were some problems with carriers and pay by text. You have a flat fee per month scenario, but why do you think it hasn't been embraced after all this time?
The big reason is because there hasn't been really a good platform to do it on the scale like we've built. I think it's starting to get more embraced, but I also think that companies are really starting to understand the human-to-human touch. If you look at a lot of hotels are doing it now. We are exploding in the real estate business, insurance agents, gym owners, direct sales, anybody that that needs to maintain a relationship with their customer, a personal one. It's off the charts. Let me give you a real good case study. We have a chiropractor that has 1,000 customers that comes in, and doctor, he lives in Park City, and he literally just sent a text to about 300 people, and he said, "Hey, this is Dr. Jones. I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. This is my VIP line. If you need anything, please let me know." He's never done that before. They're not reading his emails. He has 4 people calling to set appointments, and he's sending out direct mail as well. And now he's literally personalizing that and saying, "This is Dr. Jones, wanted to check in with you." He did that one day on a Thursday. He filled up his whole entire Friday. They asked if they could come in Saturday, and he filled up the next 3 weeks just from that text. And so we have gym owners that are using it. You're not going to follow up if somebody's, really your personal trainer or a gym owner. "Hey, Alex, I didn't see you in the gym last week. How are you doing?" You can do that with 300 people at the same time. Just because you're sending a lot of texts or to a group of individuals, just because you're sending to a lot does not mean it's not personal. Does that make sense? Because it is so personal. You would just have to sit there and fat finger it all day long. We're innovating the process for you to be better at being personal.
Well, here's the thing. The only way it can be personal is if you think personal. You put a picture of the person you're sending out to. For me, it's Coach Carla. She's a great coach. She's married or divorced. She doesn't make $100,000 in her business. Her spouse may make more than that, but she doesn't do it in her business. She hates technology. She hates to sell, even though that is the business. And she doesn't have any high-end clients. And that's who I speak to. And the male version of it, 45% of the list, is Coach Carl. And, similar scenarios. They're lying. They don't want to feel ashamed when they go to a mastermind or to an event. They don't make $100K in their business. They don't know how to scale because they focus on fulfillment, but they don't know how to promote. This makes promotion a lot easier because they're texting all day, and you don't have to be a world-class copywriter to ensnare the interest of your prospect as long as you're thinking about one person at a time. I think that's the key, Randy, is getting people. And when we do workshops together, I want to really focus on think of only one person. Would you send that to a single individual, a friend or a colleague? Would you send that message, or is it ad speak, which is very inauthentic, whether an email or mobile, and it doesn't work? And people wonder, well, what copywriting tip do I need? No. What communication tip do you need, which you already know about? Agree or disagree?
Totally agree. And honestly, Alex, I am working with really good marketers. I mean, you will know some of the names, and I have to mentor them on them writing their text because they're writing in like an email. It has to be just like it's communication. It's not, we're not doing it like email. It is so different, especially the copy. So I'm working with amazing email marketers, and I am teaching them how to say, dude, how would you communicate to your wife? How would you communicate to your son? How would you communicate to a friend? That's what you have to do in the text marketing. So when you're doing that, the other thing that we've actually been able to do is you can do it on mobile and desktop. So you can already craft up all your messages, and you can put those in campaigns so that they're automated and they're personal, because half the problem is being able to follow up. And so we've automated that process, and so that you can write those campaigns and write those personal emails and personal follow-ups so you don't have to think about it again, the next day or the next week. That's what makes it really, really special.
Okay, well, here's what you've been waiting for. This is the 2018. Now, you're not going to get the one I'm showing you on the screen. If you're listening, I'm showing it on the screen. If you're reading, I'm showing it on the screen. But this is the 2018 Mobile Text Marketing Checklist. It's 2 pages. It's a PDF, and you can get it without obligation when you text SKIPIO. Text those words. Forget the quotation marks. Text the word SKIPIO and text it to the mobile number I have on this card, which is 415-980-3555. Once again, text the keyword SKIPIO, SKIPIO, to the mobile number 415-980-3555. Let's go back to you, Randy. What is the difference between SMS, which I'm familiar with, and I think it's MMS? What's the difference?
So think about it this way. SMS is contextual. That's words. You're sending, words, letters, and content. SMS is video or pictures. So it's mobile messaging. It's going to be all pictures and videos. And so that's also one of the things, because there's a lot of providers out there that'll just allow you to do SMS, but MMS is what's huge. In fact, our software, we just did a study that over 65% of the users that are doing it are actually using MMS instead of SMS, but you can use them both together and make it very, very personal. So a good example of that is when I have people text me, I don't even carry business cards. I say, text, here's my phone number, text Randy, and they get a video from me and a picture, and then they also get a link to my website, right? And then the next morning they get another fun video from me. Hey, it was so fun seeing you. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better. I didn't end up getting your email and your phone number. Would you mind texting me that? So you can do those kind of things and make it real, real personal. A good friend of ours, Joe Polish, he's really good at shooting a quick video and sending that via text or a voice recording via text. That is MMS. That's the difference.
Okay, and here's one thing that our mutual friend Mike Koenig's taught me is I don't have any more business cards. They kill trees, first of all, and secondly, they go in the wastebasket. So basically, trees are going in the wastebasket when you go home. So what I do at an event is I take a picture. In fact, my partner, Sandra Bravo, taught me this because she went to one of his classes. We take a mutual picture, and you and I have done this, Randy, and then I give my number to the person I took a picture with, and they text me, and now I have their text. And then I ask them the magic question: is it okay, or do I have your permission to be a part of our email? See, I'm so ingrained as a digital marketer, I'm back to email. Do I have your permission to be part of our text broadcasting subscriber rate? You'll get one message a week, but I promise you it'll at least get you to know me better. Is that okay? And you can opt out at any time by replying stop, which is the universal way to opt out. And 8 out of 10 people say yes. If I know them well, they always say yes. But imagine that. They're getting emails, which they're ignoring, but the text broadcasts, they're actually, and I write it as if it's from me. And one other thing I do is, this is like an autoresponder sequence. So no matter what email software you use, SKIPIO is the same. That you'll get a tour or a test drive with a SKIPIO specialist because it's a very personable one-to-one. So you'll be talking to a human being. That you're not going to be ordering online if you decide to utilize the platform. You'll be talking to a SKIPIO specialist, a live human being. And I'm not talking about a bot. I'm talking about a human being on the phone. So what happens is if you decide to bring people on board instead of giving them a business card, then always think of them when you're text broadcasting. Would you say what you're saying? Are you pimping or pampering? I mean, forgive me if that's offensive, but there's pimping, that's just hardcore sales, pushy, abrasive, or there's pampering, which is storytelling, seeding, and seducing, like pulling versus pushing. That's what mobile text marketing, MTM, does. So to get your 2008 mobile text marketing 11-point checklist. It's a PDF. As a purist, if you are resisting me, then you can go to marketingonline.com/Scipio, marketingonline.com/Scipio. Either way, I want you to have the text experience, because the only way you can become an MTMer is to be an MTME, to be a receiver, so you see what you get. And so the special offer is, if you're one of the first 150 people who get a trial, then my job is to get 150, that's a tribe, 150 people to build their mobile text subscription to over 1,000 subscribers. It may take 3 months, it may take 6 months, but I'm going to do private group mentoring. I guarantee you, Randy will be there with me, because we want case studies as poster children for Scipio. I've checked them out. I've been to headquarters 3 times, and I know that these are not only team members you can know, like, and trust, they're there for you if you move forward. But the first step is to get your checklist, and the checklist will teach you how to utilize it. Now, this may fall on deaf ears, or you may move forward with it, but this is my Scipio journal that Randy gave me, and the coolest pen I've ever gotten in my life is this pen, and it came in a giant box, which was super cool. Joe Polish from Genius Network, I think he modeled it, and I know that Roland Fraser from War Room modeled it as well. And it was a cool little thing that Randy sent me, along with this T-shirt that says Scipio. And it's really hard pulling it from my daughter Brianna, because she likes to sleep in it. So, now I got to wash it and, whatever, disinfect it, whatever. But the goal is for you to take a second look at mobile text marketing, especially if you're not doing well with email marketing. Randy, I'm going to give you the final word. What countries can Scipio go into? Because half of my database is overseas, outside of North America. So what would you tell them?
Yeah, we can do it in many Europe countries, Canada, South America, and I think we're in about 38 countries right now, but there's 5 major ones that we can really reach. So once you get signed up, we'll walk you through that. The other thing that I was going to say, Alex, that you didn't share with them is we've actually built out campaigns for a lot of the industries that are probably on this call. So we actually have pre-built campaigns, which is huge, because it's like a lot of times you're like, what do I say? How do I say it? So we will help you to be able to have some pre-built campaigns that you can modify. It's just a framework for you, which is super, super, super helpful. And I really want, we really want to help each other. We want to help get some case studies from this group. You're going to love Scipio. I promise you, once you get it and you use it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is unreal. So that's usually the response once we get somebody to use it. Like you, Alex, how was it for you using the very first time?
The thing I love most about it is the user interface is simple. Yeah. It's something that, I recognize, like Outlook, that interface, I think Microsoft spent $1 billion on to get it simple. And the Scipio interface is simple. I don't like something that's valuable and works well, but not simple. If it's easy to utilize, that usually is my reason why I move forward, because I'm a tech dummy. Yeah, since 1995, I still don't know how to publish a website, even on a WordPress site, even though I've taught that, because I have other people do that for me. But it's super simple to send messages. You don't need an online business manager to do that. And what's super cool is you'll see yourself move the needle a lot faster with mobile, and that it's 10 to 50 times more valuable, because the open rates are out of the galaxy in comparison to open rates with email. Nothing against our friends and colleagues who not only teach, but bring email marketing to the marketplace. They've done great. I'm talking about Infusionsoft, ClickFunnels, and you work with both of them, that you have user interface with both of them with Scipio for that reason. But this is an additional channel that is the fastest, easiest, and most reliable way to engage with prospects, candidates who will convert into clients, high-end clients. You got the final word. What do you want to say?
I love working with you, Alex, because you get it. And everybody that listens to you, the content and the trainings that you deliver are off the charts. And I listen to you every single week. But here's the thing. Once you get going, you are going to become an amazing communicator with your people. And you're going to not just be able to nurture your current list. Alex, that PDF that you're going to get and that checklist that you're going to get at 11 will also teach you how to do it really well with lead nurturing. So it's going to help you build your list. It's going to help you both maintain your list and build deeper relationship with them. But then it's also going to help you be able to lose it. Man, how do I get people from a webinar? How do I get people from a direct mail piece I may be sending out? By using keywords. I mean, it's so fun to be able to use this to getting new clients and building your list with SKIPIO. So the lead nurturing process is really, really cool. And I think the other thing is that we're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to ideate. So we want people's feedback on features that they would love to see. We want to keep this so simple. One of our goals when we built SKIPIO was that make it so simple that you didn't need a chief marketing officer to run it, that you literally could manage it yourself because it is your list. It's your personal clients. And it is a really, really, we've got an amazing ninja team, both on the front end and back end with the software. We got great UI, UX to make it so simple to use. So that was a key focus and will continue to be a key focus for us.
I'll conclude this masterclass with two what ifs. What if you knew what you know today about Google and you participated in the initial public offering, which was in 2004 at $85 a share? What if you took part in the millions of shares that were sold? How many shares would you buy? How many relatives would you go to borrow money just to buy shares knowing what you know today, right? That's like emotional and mental arbitrage because you know what it is today versus what it was. What about Apple? What if you knew what Steve Jobs could do, taking 140 products, dropping them down to 7, creating and democratizing the music business into iTunes, coming out with the iPod, which was not a success for 3 years. The sales dropped in the first year the iPod came out, and it was still below 2 years prior in the second year. In the third year, it started to have teeth and move forward. And that eventually led to the iPad, the iPhone, the iWatch, the iThis, the iThat, iThis, here, there, everywhere. Imagine if you had insight into buying Apple stock, which I believe Apple is the most valuable company on earth. And then what if you knew what you know today about Facebook back in 2007? What if you said, this thing is going gangbusters in the next 10 years. I'm going to do everything I can to build a presence here. Facebook, 2007, or Twitter, or whatever social media platform. That's what you have with MTM, mobile text marketing. You don't have to move forward with SKIPIO, but when you come back from whoever else you go to, because it didn't work for you, we will welcome you with open arms. On behalf of Randy Garn and the SKIPIO team, I wish you good sales, good luck, and come get your 2018 mobile text marketing checklist. It's the only one of its kind. All good wishes.